So the setup's a little different today. I will admit I'm house sitting. I'm not sure if I can green screen this wall. I'm certainly gonna try my best because I'm always gonna try my best for you guys. Actually, fuck all of this. I'm going to cut right to the chase. I'm in a horrible mood, and I've been in a horrible mood all day. Earlier, so I'm house sitting right now. I have a house sitting job, and I despise it. I If that gets around to my boss, so be it. I guess can't control everything. Actually, it seems like maybe you can't control anything at all in the slightest. Seems like it. So earlier today, I did have to just drive 15 minutes back to my mom's house to get my makeup mirror, and yes, I did cry about it for about 20 minutes because I'm overwhelmed. Because everything seems like everything is wrong. Seems like the world's on fire. Also, it's winter and there's fires in LA. That was for sure the government. I mean, we can all agree. But yeah, I'm just in a shitty mood. And so I just want to rant about stupid bullshit that no one cares about. Because let's be real. Let's be 100% real. There's probably 20 people watching this. So I could say anything right now and I would get away with it. I'm going to say a slur. I'm not going to do that. But I mean, I don't know. Let's just kick it off. I don't know. Guys, please. Guys, I'm begging. Just bear with me. I don't know what I'm doing. I didn't know what I was doing 2 episodes ago or the last episode when I started this. So we're just going to roll with the punches for now. Okay, cool. I am dressed as the very first costume I ever made. The sleevey look. I think my makeup is actually really cunty today. The lips and the eyes do not match. But I think the eye color is pretty good for the color of this costume, right? Maybe it's horrible. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. It's okay. But I'm dressed as my very first costume today because, confirmed or not, I'm not 100% sure. TikTok's pretty much on its last leg. We're in the December of its life, and damn, that's kind of crazy. Is it though? I mean, we got rid of Vine. I'm sure maybe we'll find some other bullshit app to just become obsessed with and then lose our minds, and then, that'll blow up too. It sucks, But also, why should we care so much? Instagram Reels is practically the exact same thing. Also, low-key, funnier. I've laughed more at Reels than I think I probably ever have at a TikTok. Of course, the algorithm, the TikTok algorithm is, really cunty. And the Instagram algorithm is, very much not at all cunty. But, maybe there's a workaround for that. Because also, the TikTok algorithm that we have here in America is produced in America. I'm not sure if that's how the TikTok algorithm works all together in every country. I'm pretty sure the algorithm that TikTok has here is from American work. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not sure. I could be lying to you. Just honestly, pretend that this is a fiction podcast from here on out. So just do me that favor. But so if TikTok gets banned, Meta will probably buy whatever bitches created the TikTok algorithm in America and just work it into Instagram somehow. I'm not sure. I don't really care. But it's also I don't know, not to be cheesy, but I started doing all of this because of TikTok. I had never really planned to do whatever this is, but then I started randomly doing it on a whim on a goddamn Thursday or something, and people liked it, and so I kept with it. And I put a lot of work into this bullshit, which is kind of stupid at the end of the day. I'm dancing on an app in a clown costume. If I told blessed be, if my grandpa were alive today and I told him that, he'd kill himself again. Again? I don't know if I don't know. I don't know what that meant. But I don't know. I put a lot of work into it. 60,000 followers isn't nothing to cough at, except for honestly, with the way that TikTok works, it is kind of something to cough at. Let's be real. Be real. That app also kind of just fell off the face of the planet. That's what's kind of getting me. I don't think there's ever gonna, like, when Vine died, we got TikTok, and now TikTok's dying, but only in America. And you fucking know the Germans aren't gonna, like, just leave in solidarity. Italy doesn't give a fuck. You know? Russia's okay. Russia's good. Russia doesn't care about us. So nothing's gonna replace TikTok. We're just gonna get really into Instagram Reels, and nothing's gonna change, like, too much. That's the issue. I don't have a lot of hope, because it's like, oh, all of America has decided to really care about Instagram Reels. Oh, well. Oh, okay. Yay! 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 Instagram Reels for America. Who cares? Everyone who has TikTok already had Instagram. And I'm pretty sure the people who use TikTok regularly were probably also on Instagram regularly, you know? Because if you're out and about and you don't want your sound on in public, you're scrolling on Instagram, not TikTok. So it feels like nothing's going to change. The world's on fire. Everything's dying. But I just can't help. I don't know what it is. I have never, ever in my life been a hopeful person. But it's not even a... Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. It's not even a conscious effort to be hopeful and, like, think that way. But emotionally, I've just been feeling like, it's fine, whatever, who cares? Maybe it'll be fine. Maybe something will happen. I don't know. You know, because we got like 10 days before, like, shit gets wild. It's something in my bones that's either, I'm feeling it in my bones to just relax. And I think it's either the universe saying, like, hey, it's all good. You got nothing to worry about. Or I think the universe, on the contrary, could actually be saying, hey, you are going to die pretty soon. So you might as well just not worry about it. It's one of those two things. And which one do I want more? Honestly, either. Honestly, I don't want to die. But what am I going to do when I die? Be afraid? I'm dead. I don't have feelings. So I can't, like, be afraid of the fact that I have died. I'm going to be dead. And also, like, if I die and the apocalypse happens, I don't exactly trust God's judgment of heaven being great. Based on everything that I've seen about this world and how shitty it is, and in the Bible, I always manage to talk about Christianity in every episode. What's that about? Trauma? Let's just keep going. If God thinks that Earth is like a gift and, like, wonderful and, like, should be cherished, then bitch, I don't trust a judgment about heaven being so good. There, I said it. Honestly, if I look around and I see how terrible the earth is and God is like, it's great, then what's heaven? Like $2 more on minimum wage? Cool, I guess. I don't exactly want to go there. I mean, hell is probably pretty bad. I think it's just like, but I don't think that, like, the degree of separation between how horrible one is from the last is that good. Honestly, what if hell is just, like, a little worse than Earth? And then heaven's just, like, a little better than Earth? Doesn't seem great. So what's the point of all this? I mean, okay, I guess that's just kind of what philosophers have been, like, questioning since the dawn of time. So I guess maybe some fuck-ass clown with a podcast isn't going to figure that out today. But I don't know. Maybe I could. What is life about? Let's think about it. Honestly, I think life is about, oh God, just like a good snack. There's nothing that can change someone's mood around like a good fucking snack. I think, like, honestly, if my whole family was slaughtered, but then like someone like presented me with an Auntie Anne's pepperoni pretzel, I'd be like, I'll get through it, you know? Ugh, I love, and I say auntie. I don't know why. Maybe, I don't know. Because I just felt like, I remember being a kid and going, Aunt, my Aunt Jill. My dad's sister is the same name as my dad's current wife. They're both named Jill, which is a little, you could have chosen anyone, Dad. That's a little weird. But I just felt like so immature going like, Aunt. So I was like, my Aunt Jill. Yeah, my aunt. But now it's just like muscle memory, and I feel like such a fuckwad saying aunt. Annie Ann's. You know what? Let's change the cycle today. The nodes change today in astrology. I'm really into astrology for some reason. Because, like, I love how I'm so against, like, religion and Christianity. And then I'm like, love astrology. Love the moon. Love Venus. Venus is scary as fuck. Not astrology-wise, but just, like, as a planet. Damn. The fuck is that about? Mitski, you were onto something. I just went down, like, 16 rabbit holes. What the fuck was I even talking about? Annie Ann's. I love a pretzel. I love a pretzel. But, like, you can't have a pretzel as a meal. But can you? We've got to find a workaround. We've got to find a way to make a pretzel a feastable option for breakfast, lunk, and din-din. Because I just love a pretzel, but I don't love a chunky salt. I've never been a chunky salt girl. Look at me. I have enough sodium in my system, clearly. My body retains enough water, thank you. So I want the bread. I do want the pepperoni on it, and I want to dip that motherfucker in as much cheese as I can. Do you want 2 dips? Do you think that's enough? Let me behind the counter. I'll take as many as I need. Thank you. Honestly, if it meant paying an extra like $10 to have as much cheese as I needed, I'd fucking pay it. Well, I guess I can. If it came down to it, you can pay like, I don't know, like $8 to have as much cheese as you need, I guess. I don't know. Do you remember at the beginning when I said I'm in such a terrible mood, and now I'm like giddy talking about like pepperoni pretzels? Actually, let's get back into talking about pepperoni pretzels. Actually, scratch that. I want to talk about bread. Bread as like a thing in and of itself. Because, you know, there's pretzels that have the chunky salt. I never cared about the chunky salt because I don't want to crunch into pure sodium. That just doesn't like entice me. And I've got cavities like a motherfucker. I think I got 14 cavities removed in 2024. That's crazy. That's crazy. And you can tell by how white my face is. You can tell how yellow my teeth are. So we don't even need to continue that conversation. But I feel the same way about cake. I love the sponge of cake. I love the bread. But I hate frosting. I hate frosting. I hate icing. I hate frosting. I hate fondant. And you can kill yourself. That's what I wanted to talk about. Isn't there some bullshit about like you're allowed to talk about anti-trans you're allowed to be openly like anti-gay people on Facebook now. Zuckerberg was like freedom of speech. Freedom of speech. And you know what? You know what, Mark Zuckerberg? Yes, freedom of speech. Mark Zuckerberg, look me in the eyes right now. I hope your wife dies in the most horrific car accident known to man. Free speech. Hey, free speech. I hope that it renders her just a body and head, and then she dies very slowly. Free speech, though, right? That's cool. Free speech. And I know you're thinking, Pooter Schmoody just went too far. You know what? Poodettes and Schmoodettes, first of all, you answer to me, so never tell me I've done anything wrong ever again. Second of all, yeah, I did go a little far right there. I'm just on a little bit of a high horse right now. I'm a little bit pumped up and angry. And then I saw this video on TikTok. I already made a video about this on TikTok, only got 300 views. That's when it gets a little dicey for me. I'm like, oh, people are only following me because I have weird costumes and dance, isn't it? Isn't that the case? That doesn't feel too good. Anyways, I was ranting about the fact that this person on TikTok had said, you know what we need to do? You know what we should do? We need to delete Instagram and Facebook from our apps in protest of them banning TikTok. That is the dumbest thing I have heard this year. Granted, it's only been 11 days, but hey, congratulations. You deserve something. A good slap in the fucking face is what I think, but I don't know. So here's the thing. There's a couple categories as to why people are angry about the TikTok ban. One of which is the fact that there are, creators who depend on TikTok for a big portion of their income. And I'm going to let you bitches know that these people aren't going to just move on to Neptune or Lemon 8, which is also going to get banned, mind you, if the TikTok ban goes through. That's part of it. And CapCut. So if they do move to Neptune, that's going to be a good, 5 months before they gain any following back. And I'm not even sure Neptune is monetized. So then these people are like fucking clean out of a job. And here's the gag. People who depend on TikTok for an income are also probably posting as much on TikTok as they are on Instagram. So they're depending on Instagram for an income, at least to a certain point. Because now that TikTok's going away, they're going to really dive headfirst into Instagram. So what are we doing? Are we still cool with like people losing their jobs? Bitch, I hate my fucking job. My dream is to like literally make any amount of money doing this bullshit. You know what I mean? Because I like to do it. I put a lot of effort into it. At this like house sitting gig, which should be so easy, babe, isolation from your friends and family at all times in another person's house, and you have to sleep there, it gets a little emotionally draining. Hey, maybe it's not hard work, but it sure does drain the fuck out of me. Who'da fucking thunk? I don't know. Maybe I should have thunk about that before I said, yes, I will do this. But anyways, I don't even remember what I was talking about. Oh yeah. So it's like, what you're wanting to do is just keep stripping people away from like an income. I would love to make Instagram or YouTube or anything, at least the smallest income, because this is like the thing that I love to do all of a sudden. Really weird. Bitch, before fucking February 2024, I was like super into creative writing. I put some makeup on, I sewed a costume, and this has just been the shit ever since. I'm riding with it. I don't know where it's taking me. Hopefully somewhere. I'm not sure. Honestly, I don't have a lot of intentional hope or trust in my life or where it's going, but I like to do this, so I'm going to keep with it. And, where I got pretty much all of my following was TikTok. That's where I took it personal. But then outside of like taking it personal, let's get into the bullshit that's like really like, are you serious? Do you think this is going to like actually do anything? This person probably got 300,000 likes on this video. That's great. I'm not saying that that's nothing. But what I am saying is, do you think that even if you reached, I'm going to go as far as to say 5 million people, if you got 5 million people to agree and actually delete Facebook and Instagram off of their phone, that is, I think, about 3% of just the amount of people in America using Facebook and Instagram. So even in the broader scale of like all the people who use Facebook and Instagram, do you think that's going to carve any sort of dent into Instagram? I don't think Meta is going to go, oh my God, we lost 3% of just the America part. We lost 3% of just the America part of Instagram and Facebook. We have to unban TikTok. That doesn't do shit. That won't do anything. It's just like, I'm really mad at Apple for doing this thing, so I'm gonna snap my phone in half. Okay, well, now you just wasted fucking $1,000. You can't call anybody. And how are you gonna watch YouTube video on the go? You know, you just fucked yourself over. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. You just fucked yourself over. Oh my God. I also want to talk about the fact that I think it's like, if we want to make any sort of change, look, maybe I'm a pessimist. I don't think our voice has any say in this TikTok ban. Because if it did, it would have already. So us taking away from Instagram and Facebook, which is like cool. If you want to protest, I'm not going to fucking stop you. But it's not going to, it just doesn't do anything. It's not going to change anything. If our voices mattered, it would have mattered off the cuff. It wouldn't matter all of a sudden. They're doing this actively against our wishes. They would have heard us out by now. So hurting the company in the sense of running away from it isn't going to help shit. You know what we can do to fuck with a system? Fuck with it from the inside. You don't run 10 miles away, go to fucking, Neptune, to shout your grievances. When you're part of a system that has infringed on free fucking speech, you don't just find a new place to pass notes, okay? You fuck with the system inside the system. Let's go into their house. Let's go into their house and let's mess with some shit. Because one of the issues about TikTok in the first place was the fact that we were spreading real, true information about the genocide in Palestine. So they aren't concerned. So part of the issue was the fact that we were spreading information and they couldn't inform our opinion about it, especially with the fact that like America had so much to do with providing shit to Israel. So of course they had an issue with us having an unbiased opinion from an outside source that wasn't fucking America. So what do? We pass information in the fucking system. And they can silence us, they can silence us, they can silence us. But once it gets to a point where so many people are being shown information, even if it's for a split second before they take it away, it's going to get places. And a lot of things go under the radar. You know, they have like, Instagram is really strict about certain things, but then sometimes it can still slip under the radar. You know, if you say the F word, they come into your home and they shoot you. But sometimes, you know, I can tell a commenter to fuck off and then nothing will become of it. It'll just be fine, you know? And free speech, Mark Zuckerberg, motherfucker. So how about we just ruin it from the inside? My dream would to be... Did that make sense? My dream is that a bunch of us liberal, hussy motherfuckers... That sounded like a slur. I'm not sure if the word hussy is a slur, but it felt really wrong saying it. I'm going to scratch that. I'm going to flip it and reverse it. I wish a bunch of us liberal faggots would get onto Facebook and just like infect it like a goddamn virus. Because like boomers did that. So we know it's possible. So we know. I think we can get in on the ground floor after TikTok potentially gets banned. Oh my gosh. I've literally been ranting for 25 minutes? And it's like not exactly confirmed yet that it's like gone. But I just want to rant anyways. But like, it would be so cunty if all of us like blue-haired freaks started like going on Facebook and spreading the most crazy but true propaganda into the faces of those horrible, horrible old people. That would be so cool. I think we should do that regardless. I think all of us should just like get into Facebook the way we were into TikTok and just like fuck with shit. Because we can. I don't know how long it would last. I don't know how tremendous the change would be. But it would be pretty fucking funny and pretty cunty. And maybe that would teach someone a lesson. Maybe Zuckfuck would be like, oh, maybe that's actually a little bit of a scary thing I didn't come into consideration about. Instead of just deleting the goddamn app off your phone. Dumbass. Sorry. That was a little too far. It wasn't too far. You're a dumbass. Whoever made that video was a dumbass. You're a dumbass. God, I'm not silencing myself anymore. If Mark Zuckerberg says that there's freedom of speech, I'm going to say whatever I want. Let's get back into bread. When I was a kid, my grandma made these buns that were so soft and so good. She would do that old people thing where she would keep the house burning hot, like close all the vents and turn the fireplace on. But she would do it to like put the buns in front of the fireplace to have it rise. And so it was that good. Cause like like I feel like sometimes they make inventions that are like, here's the roundabout way to do it. And it'll do it like fairly good, but nothing compares to like the old people way of doing shit sometimes, Like you can technically, I'm sure there's like some sort of thing where you can raise bread in something that's not like an oven. Oops, sorry about that. Maybe there's some sort of machinery, but like just fucking doing it in front of a fireplace, that was the answer. The oldies knew what they were doing because that's when they were young, and so that's when they weren't senile. So honestly, I think they were onto something. And the bread was so delicious and so good and so soft. My great aunt still has the recipe, so like I'll still be able to have buns on like Thanksgiving and Christmas and shit. And it is just so important to me. And so, and I have like really bad skin. I wonder if it's all the makeup I shove into my pores. But even before all of that, it was horrible. I had like really bad rosacea. I have really rosy cheeks. I'm sure you can see whenever I post like horrible photos on Instagram, like on my stories, where I'm in that stupid fucking like dog filter. I love that filter. Those rosy cheeks are not part of the filter. I just have rosacea. And so like when I was a kid, I would rip apart the buns and I would just like put them on my face and I would be like, oh wait, I'm wearing makeup. Oh, look at that. Hardly anything came off. I used cornstarch as setting powder and simply water as a setting spray, and like nothing. Isn't that wonderful? But anyways, I would just like rub it into my skin. I was like, oh, relief. And I would do the same thing with cotton balls. I was kind of suffering as a kid, wasn't I? Damn. Oh well. What can you do now? It's the future. I actually want to keep talking about house sitting because it seems like a sweet gig, and like in some ways it really is, because like I don't really have to actively be doing anything. I gotta feed the dogs when they eat. I don't really have to clean up the house. I just sort of do what I want to do. But there is some sort of like, I just always feel paranoid because I'm like actively living in someone else's house for like a week. I don't know this person. I talk to them for 20 minutes and it's just like, oh, okay, stranger. Do you mind if I live here for a little bit with your dog? And they're like, yeah. And I'm going to pay you nothing for it. Actually, I don't want to talk about house sitting. It's going to get me so upset because I hate this job. I hate it. I would do anything else, but I know that like the process of applying for jobs is probably going to be just as horrible as like the paranoia I feel being at these houses. So it's just the cycle of violence, baby. How do we overcome? What do we do? I know what we can do. So, so I've been having a breakdown. I'm not sure if you guys knew that. I had a breakdown. October, I was horribly depressed. November, I was horribly depressed, and then I had a breakthrough. December, I was great, and now I'm spiraling again. But do I think God is talking to me? I'm not sure. But I can say I don't hear a voice, so I can't classify it as hallucinations, so I don't think I have BPD. But I'll talk to Mary. I'll talk to my counselor. But in the wake of my breakdown, I made something called, I don't know if you can see it, I made something called Pood cards. Is that backwards? I guess it is backwards. I guess it makes sense. Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm just tripping. Okay. Let's ask the universe, what's the tea about me getting literally any other fucking job than the one that I have right now? Okay. Ooh, we have, can you see it? Azaba Gazaba. This one comes with a little bit of a backstory. My mom and stepdad went on vacation somewhere, and they stayed at a hotel. And on top of one of the doors was a little alien trinket. So of course my mom took it and brought it back home to me and said, "Hey, I don't know what this is, but I saw it and I felt like you should have it, so I'm gonna give it to you." I said, "Cool." I named it Azaba Gazaba, and I think it provides me with good luck. So actually, I'm not sure if you guys know this, but I study tarot just because I'm fucking bored out of my mind at these houses. And this card is the equivalent of the Nine of Cups. This is the wish fulfillment card, and this has to do with achievement and I guess in some cases luck. So hey, maybe I'll have a lucky streak. Maybe there's gonna be some sort of cool fucking achievement I earn. I sure hope so, because baby, it's getting bleak. Well, it's not. Here's the thing. It's so strange when everything in my I'm so sorry. It's so strange when everything in my life is going fine. Internally, I feel like I'm dying. I feel like how I felt when I got into that horrible car crash I talked about last episode. I feel like my grandma and my grandpa just died and like nothing has happened. But then like the world around me is burning and everything's going wrong. And I just can't help but have like a weird linear inner peace about it. So why did I bring that up? I don't remember. I don't know what I was talking about. But I've been feeling fine, but it still seems like everything's going wrong. LA's on fire. I'm losing all my money. I have a job that I hate. Trump is about to be inaugurated. We're about to lose TikTok. Crystal Envy was in the top 2 on this past episode of Drag Race instead of Anya Nerve. Spoiler, but also, look, maybe I'm crazy, but I really loved Anya Nerve's performance. We don't need to talk about Drag Race, because if I start talking about Drag Race, I'm going to start talking about Drag Race for an hour. And I don't need you guys to think that I'm gay or anything, because that would I don't want you guys getting the wrong idea and thinking I'm some sort of faggot, because I'm really not. I did not know that was happening. I didn't know this was fucking happening. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm hopeful, and I'm also the least hopeful I've ever been about anything ever before. So I'm not sure what that's about. I'm not sure what to do about that. I guess I'm just gonna have to like keep fucking going and keep fucking doing whatever the fuck I'm doing. But yeah, I don't know. I don't necessarily need a lot of success right now for me to keep doing what I'm doing, so don't worry. I bought the camera, so I'm gonna keep filming bullshit on the camera regardless of if I feel up to it or not. And I have so many costumes that I sewed that I haven't shown yet, so be ready for that. Me talking to 15 of my biggest fans about bullshit that no one else cares about. I love it though. I love having like 12 people who are just fucking here for me. That's kind of cunty. Like that's sickening. I love that. But yeah, back when I said before, October, November, when I was having the worst time of my life, I just like went into full psychosis and sewed like 10 costumes. So we're good. We're booked for a while. So don't even worry about it. Oh, and I have some costumes that I literally made last summer that I just haven't shown yet, because I need my assistant Kylie to take those photos, because I don't trust anyone except for her to take photos of me. But yeah, I don't know. I guess we can wind down and head into counseling. Okay, Marlo asks, big fan, by the way. That's not a question, dumbass. I'm just kidding. So I was wondering, how do I feel a bit better? Not in a depressed way, but how do I get more motivation and start being okay with being single? Don't know how dumb it sounds, but I feel bad when I'm independent. This is a great question that I have a lot of information on. So, I am of the variety of people who have been chronically lonely for my whole life, but not actually, that's a lie. I'm not lonely, really. I'm just alone. I feel really strangely about like romantic stuff and like sex stuff. I For so much of my life, I've wavered between gay and asexual. I don't really have a very good answer for you right now. In the sense of relationships, though, I do have a lot of information because I'm very judgmental, and there are a lot of people in my life who have been in really bad relationships. I think part of it has to do with what we talked about before, shame, and how shame is the thing that amplifies a lot of these emotions. But I think part of it is we try and find an explanation as to why things haven't worked out for us yet. I'm too fat. I'm too ugly. I don't go out enough. But then you kind of look around in the world and you see, like, look at how many fat people are in relationships. Look how many ugly people are in relationships. Look how many people who have, like, never, ever flirted with another single human being have just found themselves in relationships because it's, like, right time, right place. And I think it's sort of coming to terms with the fact that, like, there was never a problem. You're not doing anything wrong. Sometimes shit just doesn't happen because it didn't happen. And there's not much more you can pathologize about that. And I'm not going to spew this bullshit about, like, you need to, like, focus on you and, like, start loving yourself. I don't know your situation. Maybe you do love yourself and you're just ready. And I think in that sense, it's just a matter of time and putting pressure on yourself with things that have to unfold naturally, if you really think about it, is really stupid because things have to unfold naturally. Say you want like a really big career and you're really upset that things haven't gone well right when you started. Well, part of what you want is like a good career, and careers can't just snap into place right away, no matter how hard you're working right off the bat. You know, it takes time. It takes marinating, you know? Maybe it never happens. And what, though? It never happens and what? I just can't continue living my life? You're always going to find a way. So just let yourself kind of get comfortable being okay with the idea of things going horrible. And just let yourself know that, like, hey, if things go terrible, I love myself still. But how about we pull a pood card for you? How about we pull a damn pood card for you? I just ranted for about 10 minutes, and I hopefully cut all of that out because most of it was nonsense bullshit. So, what does pood cards have to say for you? Oh, we got cloudy. Cloudy is equivalent to the Three of Swords, and this has a lot to do with heartache and healing that needs to be done. I think maybe you're just holding a lot of shame about something. Maybe you're blaming yourself for a lot of this, but like I said before, this is really just one of those things where it's just circumstantial, and it's nothing more than that, which honestly feels more cruel than if there was some greater force out there actively trying to stop it from coming to you, you know? Because then you can feel like there's someone to get angry at. So I know it's hard that it feels like there's nothing you can do. But what you got to do is you got to heal. You got to look inward. You got to tell yourself, hey, what is giving me the most grief? What does it say about me if I never find someone? And then once you explore that, you realize, who the fuck cares? What if everyone in my life is like, yeah, you're an ugly piece of shit. That's why you're not in a relationship. Okay, mom, you don't have to fuck me, so that's not an issue. Like, it just comes down to Self-acceptance and self-love, because you should love yourself. You should love yourself every day. Thanks for watching.